Hello, Teacher Amanda here, talking about bookings. So if you were recently hired, this is obviously on your mind because you want to start working and you want to get paid and you want to get into the action now that you've finished the intense hiring process. I totally understand that. And the difficult thing is that bookings don't typically take off right away. There are a few people, rare exceptions where, their first month is like booming, but for the most part, it takes time to build a following and it takes time to establish your teaching reputation and build those relationships with students. So VIPKID is unique in that we are independent contractors. So when they hire you on, it's different than an employer-employee relationship. So it's not guaranteed, it's really not their responsibility to hand you bookings, on a platter. Basically what happens is we have to learn to market ourselves a little bit in this situation. And they provide a lot of opportunity for that. They've done some really great promotions recently that enhance our ability to market ourselves to parents. So as long as you're taking advantage of those opportunities and you're doing your best to market yourself, the bookings will come. It just takes time. So my biggest advice is to just be patient. And I know that's hard in those first weeks or even months when you're not seeing a lot of activity. It can be discouraging. I get that. I know I hovered around probably 30 followers for like the first 5 months or something like that. And then, after I started adding some other certifications and teaching more trials and other things I did, eventually it started climbing, to 60, and then now I'm close to 100, which for some people, maybe 100 small. So that's the other thing you need to keep in mind too, is that what does success look like for you? Make those goals and work towards them. Everyone's idea of a full schedule is different, right? For me, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't have the ability to work all night and crazy hours like that, but I do work a few hours every morning. So having about 100 followers and having a full schedule for my 2 to 2.5 hours each day, that's plenty for me. That's success for me. So what does that look like for you? What is a full schedule for you? Make that goal and work towards it. And I've got some strategies to help you do that. So first things first, once you're hired, make sure to check your certifications. There should be something there. When you log into the teacher portal, on the left-hand side, it should show under your name and your picture, it should show that you have some certifications based on whatever mock you completed, right? So if you did the letter X or letter P, for example, you would have level 3 certification. If you did level 2 interactive, then you would have the level 2 interactive certification. So make sure you have those and that they're showing up, because without certifications, there's no levels that you can teach, right? And then my next encouragement would be to add certifications. And this is done in the Certification Center on the VIPKID website. You click on certification and there are several different levels that you can add. So some of them you have to work up to. You can't add a level 6 right away or a level 1 right away, but I definitely recommend pursuing level 2 interactive if you don't already have it, because that's where I heard like 70% of the students are at. And I can speak personally, I get a lot of level 2 students. A large amount of my bookings are level 2 interactive. So I can say that that is a very popular one right now. Also, trials. The Trials 3.0 is new and improved and it's exciting. Everyone's very pumped about this. And it really is. It is a great opportunity to teach more students. The thing about trials is you have a higher chance of teaching a student if you have trials certification, because they're more apt to try out somebody new. They're just hopping on, testing out the waters. They're new to VIPKID too, kind of like you. And so one of the best ways you can build a following and build up that student base for yourself is to teach trial classes. So get that trial certification. I know for me, for example, one student I have taught every single class that she has taken with VIPKID. She took a class with me, a trial class with me, and then she took her other trial classes with me, and then she converted. That was like my first conversion, I think, and she has stuck with me 100%. So she fills up several slots in my week because she is very loyal to me as her teacher. So that's the power of a trial class. Literally, you get a couple trials to convert and follow you, and you're starting to fill in all those slots on your schedule really quickly. So trials is a great opportunity. Get that certification, get level 2 interactive, and then add any others that you think are appealing or that you're interested in teaching. But the more certifications you have, literally the more students you are able to teach. You're reaching a larger number of students every time you open times if you have those additional certifications. So I definitely recommend pursuing that. So basically just don't just sit around and wait for things to happen to you. Just like in life, we can't, and I'm not saying people are doing that, but this job does, once you're hired, you've got, half the battle already completed, but there is more work to be done. So my recommendation is just don't wait for things to happen to you. Be proactive and take initiative, and you will see those bookings come in. It just takes a little time and patience and effort in some of these areas that I'm sharing with you. Another great thing I recommend doing is asking for more tags. So tags are basically a way that VIPKID advertises you on the parent side of the teacher portal. There are various tags that describe you and your teaching style. They're given to you during the interview process by your mock mentor, I believe. Might be your interviewer. One of the two. Anyway, they're assigned to you during the hiring process, and sometimes you are only given 3. You're allowed to have a total of 5. So I highly recommend asking what your tags are by emailing VIPKID, and then you can add to that or even change them out. If you would like a full list of tags and ideas of tags, I'm happy to share that with you. You can email me with the information below, and I would love to give you more information on tags, what ones I recommend, and what are some of the common ones. It's pretty lengthy to go over in detail right now, but ask for more tags and look at the ones that you do have and make sure they're appropriate for you, that you feel they describe your teaching style accurately, right? Because that's a part of how you're being marketed to the parents currently, but you want all 5, okay? Another big recommendation I have is looking at your profile, okay, and making sure that you are marketing yourself well. So what does your profile picture look like, right? Is it blurry, kind of a weird selfie? Are you making a duck face? I don't know. I doubt anyone's making a duck face. But you want a high quality photo. It can be literally a professional headshot if you have one, or you can just take a very high quality selfie, okay? But make sure that it is a close-up picture. I recommend that it is a close-up shot because the pictures are actually really small on the parent side of the portal. And in order to really stand out, you want to have a good close-up shot of yourself, okay? And you want it, again, to be high quality so it stands out. When someone's scanning through just like hundreds of pictures, how can you stand out? What would look professional? What would look appealing, right? Take that all into consideration. Also, look through your bio. How are you selling yourself? I highly recommend including some hobbies that you have in your bio, that little excerpt that you use to describe yourself. Hobbies are important because I've heard that the VIPKID Learning Partner may actually match you up based on your hobbies with the student who shares similar interests. So keep that in mind, share some things that you enjoy doing in your free time. Also, in the casual pictures, I recommend doing some fun things that might stand out, like incorporating a fun pic with your animal or your kids, or traveling, or a picture of you taking part in your favorite hobbies, whatever that looks like, something that could grab their attention and show your personality. Also, you can change out these pictures. If you find that you're not getting much attention after a few weeks, change it out to something else, try something new, see what seems to get attention, right? You want to experiment with these things a little bit because, again, you are marketing yourself to parents and you want to be able to convey something unique about yourself that's appealing to them. Also, I recommend going to google.com and using Google Translate to translate your bio to English to Chinese, and then back to English. This will give you some idea of how it's translating for them. If it comes back kind of wonky, you may want to change the wording of your bio. It's good to use simple language, right? Not crazy long sentences, and try to avoid cultural expressions or things that we say that don't translate well, because certain phrases that we commonly use don't carry much meaning for them, you know? I'm trying to think of a good example of a phrase off the top of my head, but basically you want to avoid using phrases that wouldn't translate or wouldn't make sense to them, like nip it in the bud, or any of those kind of expressions that we use. Those aren't going to translate well, and they could come off kind of confusing. So keep the language simple, avoid unique phrases that are kind of culturally specific, and I think try to be concise too, because a really lengthy bio, they're just not going to get through all that. It's tempting to list all your qualifications and every relevant experience and all these details, but you want it to be relatively simple because these parents are skimming through, okay? So keep it relatively simple. Again, with a profile photo, I think I basically already went over that. Use a good one, think that through. And then with your video, you want this to be fairly high quality as well. If you have a friend who's tech savvy, see if they can help you out with your video. I recommend doing one take and thinking about what you're gonna say in advance, showing some props or fun things in your classroom, and just being proactive with that. All right, another recommendation I have is take workshops. Again, don't just sit around and wait for things to happen to you. Use this time as you're waiting to further yourself with VIPKID, okay? So you can sign up for workshops on the VIPKID portal. All you need to do is go to the library, and on the left-hand side, there is a schedule of VIPKID workshops. Now, these are really, really key because they go over things. There's literally a marketing workshop of how to market yourself, right? And how to work on that. And there's gonna be great tips shared during that time. Also, at the end of the workshops is a time where they'll share links and additional resources. So workshops are just so helpful because you're literally furthering your understanding and your knowledge. You are gonna gain access to resources, and you'll have a better understanding of how to teach effectively once you do start getting more of those bookings coming in. Additionally, I highly recommend opening as many peak and peak times as possible, which I know a lot of you probably already know, and then make sure to click 24-hour whenever possible. That little 24-hour button indicates that basically you can get booked in 24 hours or less. This is important because there are students who maybe have had a teacher cancel last second, or are just hopping on and want to take a class tomorrow, and you're going to reach a greater number of students if you keep that 24-hour box checked. So you can click it, you can close it before you go to bed. That way you still have time to prepare if you don't want to wake up to surprise bookings, right? But use it just in the daytime. So I'm saying wake up on a Tuesday morning, click the 24-hour button, and then on Tuesday night, close the 24-hour button before you go to bed for the following day's classes, okay? So that way you don't have to wake up on Wednesday morning with a bunch of surprise bookings, in an hour's notice or something. You can absolutely open and close that button, but use it to your advantage. Take advantage of the short notice booking opportunities because it's a great way to build up your student following and get more bookings. You can also email education@vipkid.com.cn and ask for bookings. I recommend this though after you've done some other things to try and get booked. So after you've taken workshops, after you've added certifications, after you've done some other steps in the process, then I recommend emailing and requesting bookings, okay? And then probably the most important thing I can say with all of this is just really teach your best. Teach your heart out. Give your all to this process. When you do get a booking, you want to do your best. Prepare, look over the slides, know the content, pick out props in advance, pick out what things you might cut to save time, and what extension activities you're going to do, and really know how you're going to teach it because you want to make that positive impression. Then send an e-card after you have a class with that student. You can do that through the app. and make sure you follow up with them and just make that positive impression as much as you possibly can. Also, parents are able to see clips of your classes on your profile. So you want to make sure that those clips are going to show the best side of you and some of your strong points as a teacher, right? And then the other thing I wanted to mention, which I kind of mentioned in the beginning, is the video blizzard. So we have the Ni How You Doin' promotion. Currently, we have the Video Blizzard Winter Moments video promotion going on. So I believe they stopped taking videos on the 13th of January, 2018, and then parents can continue to watch these videos until January 17th. So basically, the Winter Moments promotion is anything winter or holiday related. The goal is just to do a short video sharing a little bit of our part of the world and our traditions and our winter celebrations with the Chinese parents. So the good thing about this is this video literally allows them to book with you directly from this video if they like your video, okay? So it can boost your bookings that way. It also allows them to follow you. So this is a great opportunity to boost your following and get bookings. I highly recommend when they do these video promotions to take advantage and submit a video. This is an example of how VIPKID is trying to give opportunities to us as teachers to gain more followers and get more bookings. They're doing their part in providing opportunities to help us market ourselves better. So please take advantage and do it. If you have any other questions or any other tips you want to share in the comments, please do. I will absolutely connect with you. I have my email listed below if you want to contact me directly for support. I do coach others in the hiring process. I love helping people through this. So please reach out, and I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks. Bye.